Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a true story of something that happened to me in high school, where basically one of my counselors pretty much told me that I would amount to nothing in life. Alright, so I've got a different one for you, different location here. It is supposed to be springtime right now. It's April, and it's just pouring rain, and I'm still wearing my winter jacket, and I'm here in Vancouver, and it shouldn't be totally hot yet, but it shouldn't be raining like this. It feels like it's September and October right now. But anyways, I'm going to share with you guys a true story. Now, I've told this to people before, but I haven't put it out on a video like this for everyone to see. Alright, so let's get into it here. Let's go back to early 2000s. I was in high school and I'm graduating. So I graduated in 2004. And just before you graduate, like in your grade 12 year, I'm here in Canada, call it grade 12, you need to go see your counselor because they need to look over your grades, your report card, and sort of give you advice on what you should do. Like, you're supposed to tell them what your plan is. Like, you're supposed to have it all figured out at the age of 17, 18, and you let them know your plan, and then they advise you on what you should do next. First of all, I don't even think, thinking back where I am right now, you shouldn't make someone who is 17 and 18 decide what their life should be. They haven't had any real life experiences, and then you go and tell them to choose something, and then that's what you're going to be. Almost all of the people that I went to high school with are not what they had set out to be at the end of grade 12. Everyone at the end of grade 12 wanted to be a doctor or a nurse or a lawyer. I don't think anyone in our grade actually became a doctor. So anyways, back to the story. It's grade 12. Now, me as a person, I will describe me a little bit. So I have a lot of anxiety. I get nervous a lot. I'm a jokester, prankster. I would prank people all the time. Not the kind of pranks that you see on YouTube, but I would jump in a recycling box and then pop out, or scrunch myself in a locker and then pop out. Kind of like scare pranks, really silly, stupid kind of thing. I'm pretty friendly. I'm silly. I do have an anger issue that I have not made public. It's kind of like this internal anger thing. And I had major anxiety about life. I was so scared in those years. As soon as I hit grade 8 after elementary school, I was so worried about becoming an adult and getting older and what was I going to do in life. So that was a little bit about me. I wasn't that great in school. I was really good in art type subjects. So anything that had to do with art, I pretty much nailed. I aced those. Art 3D, art sculpture, photography. I think I took photography from grade 10 to 12. I took all the kinds of arts, clay works. I loved sculpting, art 3D, making things with paper mache, carving out of the clay. I didn't really like making clay pots or anything. Anything that had to do with art and being creative, I nailed. I aced it. Other subjects like French, I failed. Math, I failed. Which is funny because I do a lot of e-commerce. Science, like biology, I was okay. Chemistry, failed. Physics, failed. English, I was okay. I could ruminate around a C+, around there, didn't fail it. Now, everyone had a scheduled time slot to go see their counselor, and I was really nervous about it. I had a stomach ache. Back then I used to get lots of stomach aches daily, multiple times a day, because of my anxiety that I used to have. So it was my turn to see my counselor, and I'm not gonna name the counselor in this video, but if you went to high school with me, you pretty much knew who it was. Basically, you were assigned the counselor based on your last name. So my last name is Tolentino. So each counselor got different section letters of the alphabet. So Arit's last name is Esselin, so she's E, so she had a different counselor than me, and then I had a different counselor too. So I go into the meeting, I'm really nervous. I tell him my plan. My plan at the time was to go into nursing, not because I wanted to. I wanted to become some sort of artist. I didn't know what kind of artist. But everyone was telling me, you're not going to make money. You'll be a starving artist. Go be a nurse. My family, they were heavily telling me to become a nurse because that's pretty much what you tell a Filipino daughter to do, is become a nurse. And I saw that as such a weird stereotype to me. I thought it was so weird that every Filipino girl was told to become a nurse. If your parents are from the Philippines, they're going to tell you to become a nurse. A lot of my female cousins, they were told to become nurses, and it's pretty much how the culture is. So I went with the flow. Even though I didn't know what I wanted to do, that's why. So I went with the flow. I had no other choice or idea of what to do. So I told this to the counselor, and I did not have the grades to become a nurse. I didn't have any of that. I didn't have any of the sciences or biology or anything like that. And he was sitting in the chair, I'm sitting on the other side of the table, and he's looking at my report card. And I still remember it exactly. So it was like a piece of paper, and then he's looking at it, not saying anything, just kind of, scanning it. And he goes, he takes a really big sigh, and he goes, I don't think there's much for you to do, and I don't think you're gonna get into nursing. And, I'm like 17, 18 years old, and I'm listening to this adult who's talking to me like this. And I'm already scared for life, and I already have major anxiety. And when he said that, I pretty much sank. Like, my heart sank. Not that I wanted, because like my dreams of becoming a nurse were crushed, but just like, he pretty much made it seem like there was not much for me in life. And it was like, what the hell was I going to do after high school? Is like, I'm now destined for crap. And so after he said that, he said, maybe you should go to, and he named the university. It was actually a college at the time. And he said, go there and, just take some general studies. Take whatever you can and see what you can get. And he said it with such, not sadness, but like, oh, there's not much for you. Ugh. You don't have the grades to get into, this school or that school. Basically making it seem like there was nothing left for me. And that meeting was very difficult for me. I pretty much didn't say anything. I didn't argue. I pretty much just took it, and I believed it. I believed that there wasn't anything left for me, that I couldn't become anything great. And I left that meeting, and I was walking in the hallways, and I was pretty much gonna burst into tears. Like, I was so sad and broken, and everyone else around me was, at least it seemed like it, everyone was excited to graduate, high school and go on to university. Because everyone around me, at least my friends, they all had like aspiring dreams. At the time, Arit wanted to become a doctor, and she had the grades for it. Like, she was super smart, got A's in everything, and I envied that of her in high school. I envied how smart she was. So I believed that for many years, that counselor. I believed what he told me. And, I don't blame him. I do not blame him because, we're brought up at the time. This was like 2004. The internet hadn't really happened yet. It wasn't the explosion. There were no smartphones, no Facebook, no YouTube, no social media, really. I don't blame him for what he said, because that's all the information that he had. Like, we are fed to believe that you're supposed to go on this same train where you go to high school, you know, try and get good grades to try and get into university. And then from there, you go and get a job. And ever since I was young, I knew that wasn't going to happen to me. I knew that it's weird. Like, I had this feeling like that I was not made for the educational system, the traditional way. So for the longest time, I believed that I was stupid, that I wasn't smart enough, that I couldn't become anything great. And I believed that up until 2008, 2009, until I read the book, The Secret. And that pretty much flipped my world. I went from looking at the world of, through the lenses of having no hope, depression. Everything was just darker and gray and you know, that explained a lot why I was angry all the time and annoyed at everything, and just everything would set me off. But after I read that book, it was like the world had color again. I now look at the world with a half glass full. Everything is so vibrant. The world is full of opportunity. Like, I did a complete 180. And if you ask my sister or my family, like I became a different person after I read that book. So my advice to people who have other people telling them that they're never going to amount to nothing is to not believe them. People who say that are not fulfilled. They're not doing what they want to do in life. They're not living their passion. They're not living with fulfillment. Could you imagine if I had believed those words of, you know, me being stupid and not being able to amount to anything? I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be a YouTuber making videos. I wouldn't be an online teacher on Udemy, selling on Amazon, doing merch by Amazon, selling t-shirts. If you asked me, you know, the 17-year-old me, you know, would I be making videos for people and having thousands and millions of people watch them and have this channel? Would I be selling t-shirts online and designing them, selling stuff on Amazon? Like, I would think you were crazy if you said that to me. But the thing about life is, if you're open to these new opportunities, cool things can happen. And I'm no longer that person who has crazy anxiety. Yeah, I'll get nervous from time to time, obviously, if I have to speak or something in front of a bunch of people and I'm giving like a lecture or something, I do still get nervous, but I'm not nervous to the point where I think that there's no hope. And that's what I grew up with. So to the people out there who think that there is no hope for them, do not believe that, because if I can get out of it, you can. And I was in a really bad state back then. I used to be like depressed all the time, didn't want to do anything, didn't think that there was anything for me. So I just wanted to create this informal story time video for you guys. And I'll create more of these, you know, sharing certain moments of my life that I look back on, and it either, you know, it was a pinnacle moment or it changed my life. I'll share it with you guys. You know, I look at where I am now and I think back to the old me in that time when I literally walked out of that office like broken, spiritually broken, and thinking, what's the point of life? What am I supposed to do now? It seems like I'm stuck, like I've got nothing. And I know that there are people out there right now who feel like that. But I always think of it like this. You know, you've got a glass of water filled up halfway. I was always looking at it half empty, but now I look at it half full. I want to thank you guys for listening. If you made it this far in the story, let me know if you've experienced something like this in your life, or if you're going through it right now. Let me know in the comments section down below. Alright guys, well, I really appreciate you listening to my true real life story of what happened to me when I was younger. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Back from the dead.